Uh-oh. Come on. Come on. Uh. Rob.
Yo,
I don't see you with no hat on.
I don't wear a hat. What you mean?
There's something different about you, bruh.
It's a different light. I think that's all it is. That's all it really
Is that what it is?
Yeah, that's all it is. Add light to me. Hopefully it's for the better.
I like it. Yeah, you look good. You know, you're a good looking brother either way.
You know,
But
I try.
That's what's up, man.
Last year, maybe the year before that, I didn't really do my body right. I'm trying to get back.
Oh, word.
In the thick of things with that, yeah.
All right.
So we'll see what it look like come April. Trying to have that spring summer body.
Shout out to the chat. Thank you for your support. Thank you for pulling up. Where's everybody at? See, this is the shit I be talking about, Robert. Where's everybody at?
Yeah, we should be able to make
everybody
it.
I give motherfuckers an extra 45 minutes.
If I'm early, everybody else should be here.
Exactly. I give niggas an extra 45 minutes, and this is what happens. We might as well go back to 6:15. I don't understand it. Black people, what is wrong? What is up with black people in CP time, man? What is it about us? We got 45 seconds and we get ready to go live. It's gonna be just me and you. Why? Because we done gave an extra 45 minutes to make sure brothers is on time, and this is what we get. This is the thanks I get.
This is the thanks I get.
All right, Chris is here. I'm about to say, come on. Hey, it's been many shows that it's just been me and Chris though.
Starting out.
Yeah, it be just me and Chris. Be like, damn, we gotta just talk about some shit. We gotta just make up some shit as we go along.
Damn.
I know, man.
What it do?
Look, he just landed
Chris
too.
is in the house.
What it do?
Chris coming in the nick of time.
I was just trying to make our producer sweat a little bit.
Man, because you know I be sweating. I'll be like, man, what we doing?
Y'all better get in here early.
I'll
land in the bed.
All right, Shahid is here. Okay. Y'all making a brother feel a little better. I'll be like, come on, man.
Hey, 7 o'clock with 10, 15 seconds. It's still good. That works. Man,
that's the shit. That's like hitting the snooze button. It's like, oh, I can sleep in a little bit. I can sleep in 9 more minutes.
Clock with 10, 15 seconds.
Something like that.
Shahid, you got a hoodie? Shahid, did you get that hoodie from me? You on mute.
So you always ask me that. No, it's a shirt. I just put it over my black hoodie.
I don't see the sleeve, so it'd be fucking me up. That looked like a straight hoodie. Oh. I'd be like thinking, like, I don't remember making a hoodie. Okay. All right. That works. All right. Uh-oh. Okay.
Oh, shit.
All right.
See, now I'm feeling way out of sorts, man. I ain't got my shirt with me, man. I ain't got my shirt.
You rocking black, though, so you good. Chris looking hella ATL. He looking hella ATL-ish.
And this ain't ATL-ish, baby. This is Fly Eagle Fly, my brother. Fly Eagle Fly. There we go.
They got a shot at getting in the playoffs, man, when they play Dallas.
We in the playoffs. We're in the playoffs. Don't do that. We in the playoffs. Watch your mouth.
You won't be for long. But y'all in. Congratulations. I'm a fan of Jalen Hurts, though. So
haters gonna hate. That's what they say. Haters gonna hate. That ain't ATL, baby. This is. Wait a minute. Do I need to flip my camera? Let's see.
No, you good.
I'm on high def. I'm on the right device.
Mm-hmm.
I like black on black. Yeah, Shahid must be cold over there. His office is cold.
You always had a hoodie on, man.
Every week. I ain't mad at it. Good evening, everybody. Happy Thursday. If you are joining us for the first time, welcome. If you are coming back, thank you for joining us again. We see some of our faithful. We appreciate you all for being here. One of Shan's faithful, even though he chooses not to acknowledge it. And I and I noticed something. I had a deflection. So every time a woman would be on Clubhouse and the fellas be like, yeah, Chris like her. Man, she and Chris DMs. I would always deflect too. So I'm noticing that Shan is deflecting with Miss Parker. Where it go? Miss Parker back to the basics. So I'm gonna throw my projection and say that, since we're not on Clubhouse no more, nobody is, checking for me. I'm gonna just say that Miss Parker back to the basics is sliding in them DMs. She driving one of them fancy cars over there.
Listen. Don't listen. Don't pay attention. YouTube is different. It's different. Ain't nobody checking for. They see that's all That's all chat talk. Like the chat is its own beast over here at YouTube, and so people be having conversations and they be saying things. My phone don't ring. Don't nobody call me. All that yapping and all that. Oh, Shan is this and Shan is that.
I'll call
that's
you,
only.
Shan. I'll call you.
Ain't nobody calling. Ain't nobody calling me. And my phone do not ring. My text messages do not go off. Ain't nobody checking for me. That's all YouTube talk. These women, because they know they super cute. That's why they fine and they
YouTube capping.
They YouTube capping. YouTube be capping. Ain't nobody checking for nobody over here. Miss Parker ain't checking for me. Lydia ain't checking for me. They're not checking for nothing.
That's funny. Well,
you guys talk. Let me get the. I don't have the what's name queued up. Let me get it queued up. You guys keep talking.
What?
The hot topics and stuff. So I'll be right back.
Yeah. The producer telling me to show up on time, but he ain't doing his job.
Yeah, basically. We all fall short of the glory of the Lord.
Listen, man, I saw you on the channel earlier with those good Christian fellas. I knew you had it in you. I said, what? I knew Shan had it in him to not be cussing. Look at God. Won't he do it? This
fuck that.
20 minutes later.
Right. All it took was just a moment. A moment. I want my ring light in the back. Let me get this out of here. I'm going to do the ring light challenge. Anyways. Mr. Stewart. Mr. Stewart, you still in Louisiana?
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I'm glad you got all your...
What part of Louisiana you in again, Wes?
Lake Charles.
Yeah, that's where you're from.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
How far is that from Baton Rouge?
About 2 hours. About 2 hours.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not coming in. Anyways, man, I just want to welcome everybody tonight. I believe you, Princessa. Multiple women like Shan. He just deflects on a regular basis.
Princessa, she capped too. She ain't checking for nobody. Ain't nobody checking for me. Don't listen to them. They do that because they know I talk a lot, and people like to listen to me talk a lot because I'm long-winded.
Sir, I thought you were getting something together.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Let me get this together.
Thank you. Anyways, I want to welcome everybody back to the greatest show on Thursday night. If you have noticed, we have slightly moved our time so the people on the West Coast can actually have their button seats because they can't get through traffic and don't know how to get home on time. I'm going to just I'm just teasing. We moved it back because we wanted to make a few changes and bring you a quality show. And that's what you're going to get from us. So I definitely appreciate you all for being here. With that being said, I want to introduce you to these fine co-hosts, Mr. Stewart, Mr. Jerron, Mr. Shaheed, Mr. Longmire. Gentlemen, go ahead and give your introductions for us.
Wes, a.k.a. Artistic IQ on all social media. Reside in Los Angeles, California, currently in Louisiana.
Shaheed Muhammad out of Los Angeles, California. Your favorite black educator, your favorite black cowboy on the stage with your favorite black man. Let's get it started.
Jerron, social worker, clinical therapist here in Mississippi. Glad to be back. Glad to be amongst the brothers. I'm gonna pass it over to you, Robert.
Robert Longmire out of Bakersfield, California, entrepreneur / investor. Happy to be here. Happy New Year's, everyone. Chris, I hope your birthday was a ball. Let's get it going.
It was, man. I didn't get any money from you, so I feel kind of bad.
Oh yeah. No, you see what it was I had used my persona to try to entice other people to give you money. If you got some donations, it was because of my endorsement.
You know what? I knew it. I knew it. No, Chris Davis in Atlanta, Georgia, by way of Buffalo, New York. Two-time published author, board game designer, and entrepreneur. Currently, the CEO, and still and probably always will be the CEO of Pink Slip LLC. Happy to be graduating children from high school and moving them from from childhood to teenage years to young adulthood. Kicking 2 of them out of the house by August, and I'm extremely excited about that. Just want to say we want to welcome you all to a fantastic show. I'm heavy on checking for Shan, and he knows it. I'm with that. Screenshots, but it ain't true. Sorry. Anyways, so Shan is not a big football guy. I want to ask Shaheed, I know you're in the sports pro heavy. What do you think about AB?
As a player or the whole situation?
The whole situation.
I've been talking about this a lot, but me personally, man, I don't. At the end of the day, you're still a professional. You know what I mean? I can't think of any world or any situation that can happen to me where I'm gonna take my clothes off as I leave my job in front of paying customers. You know what I mean? That I just don't allow anyone to have that much emotional control over me to where I'm gonna take my uniform off.
Thank you.
And just parade around, the office, because that's essentially where he was at. He was in his office, and just, you know what I mean? Like he just can't afford that, in my opinion.
Fair enough. Robert, are you familiar with the Wes? Are you familiar with the Antonio Brown situation?
Yeah, I am. So what I'm not familiar with is I wasn't completely abreast of what his statement was, but I understand that there's some issue, about the ankle and the whole nine. I think, well, clearly there's a better way to just have handled it regardless of the scenario. The way he left the field is I think problematic for any organization, any kind of team. If one of us left the stage here, the fashion in which we left the stage actually could be productive or positive and discreet, or it could not be. And so, the fashion in which he left, regardless of what, the truth of the matter is problematic for sure.
So let me ask this question then to both of you guys, because both of you guys are saying the same thing, that he should not have walked off in that fashion. And let's use this show, right? If I said, yo, don't ever come back to this show, you done. Do you stay on the show?
Well, a couple of thoughts.
Damn, Shaheed, I ain't mean that.
It's just that. It's that simple.
Right, exactly, Shaheed. You just made a point. That's a good.
Hey, that was too.
It's that simple, man. Like it's
right.
Just like, because you got to also take into consideration what happened. If something like happened between us on this stage, it's gonna happen in the back channel. Like, everybody wasn't privy to what happened and what took place for him to respond that way. So for you to go public with it, I mean, it's just like, you know what I mean? If we have a conversation going on in the back channel, that one of us may disagree with, and that you choose to bring it to the stage, then it's unprofessional.
Right. Now, if it happens on the stage, like if you did it like you just did in that fashion,
Right.
while Shaheed took perhaps the higher road, he also would not have been out of pocket to clap back verbally and make a show of his exit, you know? And then the other thing I will say is when you have an investment in something, like Antonio has a vested interest in remaining on the team, you don't always leave just because they kick you out. Sometimes it's like, all right, I'm gonna be here next week. You're gonna have to literally not let me on stage, but I'm gonna show up and do my part so that at the end of the day, if there's a check to be cut and we have a dispute about it, showed up. You know what I mean? So
That's fair. So here's my take on it, because I'm not 100% sure about. I mean, I read his thread about the ankle, which as a former defensive back, and I know what I'm saying, I don't look like it, but at one point I was about
I have some
165.
questions.
Say what? You said you got some questions?
I have some questions. DB, all right.
Yeah. I played safety and I played corner, man. I started at corner in high school, and then I moved to safety. And when I tell you I was a dog, I mean, before Revis Island was invented, I was Revis Island. It was my island. You out there on an island with me, believe you me, you not come. Now, the only thing that you could do is you can run on my side, because I wasn't, I was a pretty boy Floyd. I wasn't tackling nobody. But if you throw the ball, you can forget about it. At any rate, no, so because and at the same time, I think I'm gonna put a picture of me when I was in high school in the back channel. Let y'all see.
I'll bring mine up right now.
Yeah, and it's so funny, man. Me and my boy was talking about gaining weight and stuff like that. But I'm gonna address this real fast. I mean, I believe that there may be something wrong with his ankle, and I definitely understand that sometimes. And I mean, I know, like, even with what's the coach that just got fired from the Jaguars? Ohio State coach
Urban
Meyer. He told the kicker or the punter or whatever to do, this is my team. I kick you whenever I please. I believe that some of those coaches take their air quote job to a whole nother place. And it's just not where it should be. And I am highly concerned anytime something like that happens.
Yeah, no, I agree. For me, like, I've played sports my whole life. So I've heard coaches say things. I've seen players being dismissed in the middle of a game. And how you choose to respond to that is, it's a kind of an audition for your next team. Other people are looking at you, especially, if you in college and you expecting and looking to go pro, people pay attention to that. Like, so Antonio Brown, it's just like, me personally, I would stay away from Antonio Brown if I'm another team. It's not worth the reward is not worth the headache, in my opinion.
I think this may have been a little bit different, because I almost tend to believe that it actually had to do a little bit with the ankle injury. It's just his history kind of precedes him, where he's kind of known as a bad apple. So any reaction he has it's already a wrap. So I don't know. I'm hoping all the truth comes out. He's throwing out stuff, and some of it seems fake. I don't know if you guys saw the text between supposedly him and Bruce Arians, where Bruce Arians announces himself as "I'm Bruce Arians," and so forth and so forth. That seemed kind of staged, but I like Antonio Brown as an athlete. It's just he got him and Kanye West. They got something going on in their head where only they understand.
Let's not compare AB to The Yeezy.
They both spazzed out at
Nah.
and
I can't let you get away with that one. Yeezy on a whole nother thing, bro. Like he's something else. And I mean,
Yeah, I could see the comparison, but to me the only difference is when Kanye West has his episodes, he doesn't hurt people. He doesn't bring people down. You know what I mean? Like he's not in situations, and I don't want to go through that man's history, but it's not a negative detriment to those around Kanye West when he go through his stuff. His stuff is typically internal. But again, back to Antonio Brown, like I can believe everything. Even if we believe everything, that still doesn't justify the behavior to me, especially if you're saying it's an ankle injury and you skipping and doing jumping jacks running along the sideline.
But I mean, like whenever because you play ball a lot too, and I play football a lot too. If I'm hurt, I'm not gonna show you I'm hurt, especially on the football field. I'm not gonna allow myself to be targeted. So I'm gonna be out there. I'm gonna make it.
I'm not gonna say I'm hurt either though. Like it's you know what I mean?
So with that being said, I definitely want to welcome and I told you every time you come to the show, I definitely smile. So you know who I'm talking to. I'm not gonna make mention of who you are, but when you show up in the comments, I smile, and I'm extremely excited that you are here tonight. With that being said, I want to welcome some of our faithful. Welcome back, Smarrell. We definitely missed you. Leah, Carla, Miss Drea. I might be saying that wrong. Here's the thing. It kind of is talking a little. I can kind of parallel it to what we were just talking about a little bit here. You have a preference to say what you want to say and divulge a certain information that you want to divulge when you are having these athletic conversations. You know what I mean? I know I never ever told my coach I was hurting until one day I was running the 400 and I was dogging this kid. I used to run track too, by the way, Robert. I know you know, whatever.
Hey, yeah.
I'm gonna just have to show you the picture because you know I wouldn't always, this, what I mean. And I'm actually I'm coming down. So, at any rate, so with that being said, I was dogging this kid and I couldn't move my leg. Like I literally had to stop running because the muscle in my leg would not allow me to stretch my leg to that particular capacity. With that being said, here's what I want to talk about tonight, and I want to bring this to the forefront because one of the things that we talk about heavily on this show is relationships, and I personally believe that preferences keep you single. I personally believe that, and I mean when you have a preference of I only want to date this type of guy or this type of girl from this sector making this amount, doing this, you literally narrow the field of quality people that you get to choose from versus going after someone who's a quality person, right? So that's the first thing I want to say. With that being said, I want to switch over to our hot topic and talk about preferences. I'm always on the internet. Preferences keep women single too, Leah, because women have them more so than men. But we're gonna get into that in just a minute. With that being said, I want to switch over to the was it the Shade Room? There was it was reposted, I think, to the Shade Room. I'm not sure exactly what the conversation was prior to. Normally, I do a little bit of research on the whole conversation, but let's run that clip real quick and let's talk about preferences and do you like black women? And if you're not, do you hate black women if you don't date them?
Hey.
I never used that one, bro. But hey, man.
I mean, hey, bro, if you want to date a bunch of Shaniquas, go for it, man.
LaQuisha.
Yeah, like me and Fresh aren't really down with the brown like that. We ain't night riders.
Nah,
So,
bro, I'm good.
sometimes if they're, red bone, but like in general, me and Fresh don't dabble in the dark, if you know what I'm saying.
Yep.
Okay, so last one, guys.
Final round.
Now we're not going to mention names for certain reasons, right? For a bunch of legal implications. But if you guys are in our community, we talk about.
Okay, so that clip is was because somebody asked him about the dating app Black. It's really BLK. There's a few dating apps out there. BLK is specifically targeted towards African Americans, and they were asked, because those guys are on dating apps, and they were asked, do you use the BLK app, the Black app that are dedicated to Black people, and that was their response. And because of that, they got a lot of backlash. So I'm gonna play it again. I want you guys to listen to. Hey, do you guys use the BLK app? And this is these guys' response.
It's funny, I never used that one, bro.
What about the Black dating app called Black?
Oh, it's funny, I never used that one, bro. But hey, man.
I mean, hey, bro, if you want to date a bunch of Shaniquas, go for it, man.
LaQuisha.
Yeah, like me and Fresh aren't really down with the brown like that. We ain't night riders.
Nah,
So,
bro, I'm good.
sometimes if they're, red bone, but like in general, me and Fresh don't dabble in the dark, if you know what I'm saying.
Yep.
Okay, so last one, guy.
Now, they got a shit ton of backlash for that. As a result, they did a show last night answering the backlash from the Shade Room. And here's the response to the backlash.
No one bats an eye when women say I want a man that's 6 feet tall, makes a certain amount of money, blah, blah, blah. Those are considered preferences. But if I say, hey, man, I don't date Black girls like that. Oh, God, you hate Black women.
Hold on. I'm sorry. I didn't know it wasn't playing. Hold on.
It was playing. Mute your mic when you do it too. An echo.
Oh, it's an echo? Okay. All right, hold on.
And your personal preferences. No one bats an eye when women say I want a man that's 6 feet tall, makes a certain amount of money, blah, blah, blah. Those are considered preferences. But if I say, hey, man, I don't date Black girls like that. Oh, God.
You hate Black women.
How dare you?
You know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous.
My mom's Black. Your mom's Black.
Yeah.
My sister's Black. Like, bro, we just have a preference.
If we hated Black women, would we bring African American women and Black women on the show?
Okay, but
all the time.
The question.
Let me finish.
Okay,
we would not if we had an issue with them. Our dating preferences are our preferences. Just like you have the prerogative as a woman to date a man that makes a certain amount of money, a height, income, whatever it is, no one bats an eye. We are free to choose who we want to hook up with and date. Like, what the hell? Like, there's nothing wrong with having preferences. When it comes to dating and your person.
So to give you a little bit more context, the guy on the left, I'm not sure which, the guy with the short hair on the left-hand side, I'm gonna read it right from the comment section on the Shade Room. As the conversation continued, both men said they didn't have an issue with Black women. However, Myron, the guy with the short haircut, fair-skinned guy on the left-hand side of my screen, who is of Sudanese descent. He's not African-American. This is very important. He's of Sudanese descent. Co-host, whatever, is on the other side. Walter Weeks is on the right-hand side, wearing a black shirt and silver chain. Explained he is used to dating white women, and that's his preference. That's his preference. So I wanted to bring that out primarily because this is a hot topic. People in the dating streets are dating and dating and dating. And I've been on BOK, and yeah, I got off because I prefer quality rather than just quantity. As soon as I got on the app, I think I had like 70 something. I was on like a day and like 70 something people, and I'm just like, Nah, let me look through them. Let me thumb through. I prefer quality. I prefer good conversation. I prefer, holistic banter. I prefer connection. Those are my preferences. I want a woman that, of course, is fit, fun, feminine, friendly, faithful, because those are the things that I am, right? I'm not asking for her to be something that I'm not, right? So, with that being said, I want to bring into the other fellas into the conversation. And if you're in the audience, by all means, please jump in. What has been your experience? Um, you want to hit call.aabma.live if you want to join this conversation. We welcome you to the conversation. Jump up here. We will respond to some of your comments, but we also want to make sure that you are a part of the show so your thoughts can be heard and seen. Fellas, what you got?
I think this is a bad example of like preferences, because this is not somebody expressing their preference. This is somebody intentionally trying to take digs at Black women and take shots. Like, you can absolutely say, I don't date Black women, I prefer X, Y, and Z. But when you it's like you can hear it in the tone. You stereotypically you saying the Shaniquas or whatever he said. It's just like dudes like this, in my opinion, are losers. Like, they never got girls growing up. They got they got popular later in life, and you know what I mean? Like, to boost their self-esteem, they went and chased what they thought would make them better because they losers, in my opinion. Like, I've always had girls. So like, you know what I mean? When I hear dudes like this, I can look at men and tell they don't have a lot of experience with women. Like, these are nerds. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so, and a lot of Black women, let's be real, they're not checking for these type of men, or I don't if they identify as Black men or whatever. But so it's just like, this is their way of like sticking it to the Black women that didn't want to date them when they were growing up.
I also believe, Shaheed, when everybody else was 5 feet tall, you was like 5'9", and shout out to 6'6". So, they like them tall, dark, and handsome fellas. You know what I mean? As Wes is going to allude to.
No, I'm along the lines with Shaheed, man. Like, there's no problem with not wanting to date a Black woman. There's no problem with not wanting to date a white woman or Mexican. That's not an issue. The issue is the way that they present Black women. The issue is the way that they immediately attack Black women, saying, you know what, the Shaniquas and Baquishas or whatever they said. It's actually annoying and nerve wracking. Like, that's some whole ass shit. Like, that's not what a man would do. That's not what a man would say. If a man is serious and, you know what, I don't date Black women, you say, I don't date Black women. I prefer such and such for this reason. But the reason, for a stereotypical reason, that means, like Shaheed said, you haven't experienced enough Black women to understand that there's a whole variety of Black women. Like, you're going to run into some of those Shaniquas, as they want to call, yeah. But you also going to run into that with white women. You're going to run into that with Mexican women. You're going to run into that with Indian women. Like, you haven't had those experiences, so you ain't been able to do the research. So you out here bumping your gums without proper knowledge.
Ooh, he said bumping your gums. You ain't old enough to use that term.
Yeah, bumping your gums.
Yeah, you got to be in the 40 and up club, Robert.
Right, he's like, what? Bumping your gums?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, I share the brother's sentiment. I actually I'm familiar with them and their podcast, and it's exactly as Shaheed said, as Robert has said. I don't know that I can add any other value to it. Yeah, it's yeah. I mean, I don't know that I can add any other value to it, man. I feel the exact same way.
In other words, what Wes is saying is that he wasn't really paying attention. You know how you be in class and the teacher read a book? Like, yeah, I agree. Exactly. Come on, Mr. Producer, chime in.
Oh, man. All right. So they made one fatal mistake. Okay, so here's the thing. I did a whole show on dating apps. I said the name of the show was called How to Swipe Right, right? And I rated I rated 6 dating apps. I rated Hinge, Plenty of Fish, Tinder, um, I forget the name of the app. And another one, I can't think of the name, and then BOK. The worst of them
Bumble?
all, Bumble. Thank you,
Was it
Bumble.
Bumble?
I rated Bumble, and I rated BOK. The best dating app for Black people,
Bumble.
in my opinion, is not Bumble. No, it's Hinge, right? Because
Ah,
I've joined all these apps. I've joined them all, right? And I knew I was doing the show, so I bought subscriptions. I was testing them out, and the worst app of them all was BOK, the one that
that's
they were
hands
specifically
down.
asked about. It's the worst app, and what I said in my show a month ago was, if you're looking for tattoos, bullet wounds, and cigarette burns, go to BOK. If that's what you're looking for, go to BOK, because when you get on, and I said, look, and I get about 20 a day of people that's trying to, that's saying they like me, and I just threw up, and I was like, look, here's the first one. She had a tattoo over her face, right there live on the show, and I hadn't even looked at it prior. It just that's what was there. The problem is, while they're trying to explain how, because they use LaQuisha, Bonquisha, and all, they use those terms to identify the women that you'll find at BOK. They said Myron said something. He said, if women are a little light skinned, we might dabble, but we don't fuck with the darkies. So now in him answering the question on do you use BOK, he transcended it away from the app and started talking about what he likes, right? So he's basically saying, well, I like light skinned women. I don't really like dark skinned women. There's a lot of sisters that like dark skinned men and don't like light skinned men. When I was growing up young, I was not getting checked for. It was all about Albie Shore,
Yep.
Christopher Williams.
Yep.
If you was light skinned, you was the man. If you were black and you wasn't getting checked for. So women have been talking about their preferences for years.
Until we got Idris Elba.
Right. Idris Elba comes along, you know what I'm saying?
We good now.
They was not checking for no dark skinned brother, right? Right. The thing is, I don't have too. I mean, and I was a African booty scratcher, right?
I remember that.
I remember that too.
You was an African booty scratcher. You was black. You was black as night. You heard all those terms, but those were individual attacks. What I never heard was women attack a group of men. I hadn't heard that, and when I thought about it, I'm thinking to myself, I never really heard women say, "I don't date darkies." Instead, what they did was they championed what they liked. They didn't degrade what they didn't like. And this dude Myron, he went up and he said, we don't really dabble with the darkies. I mean, if they like, we might mess with them, but we don't really mess with the darkies. And so my issue is, you don't have to diss a group of women to promote the one that you like. When women talk about, see, now Myron used height. He was like, well, nobody questions women when they say they want height. They don't. Women have been championing and been discarding and ignoring short men. And that's something that the short man, that's something he can't do about it. He's nothing that a man can do about his height. But women have been talking about how they like tall men. But what they don't do, is they don't diss necessarily, at least I haven't heard it, the short guys. They don't say, I don't want no midget. I ain't never heard that. I don't want no little man. I ain't looking for nobody that all I hear is them say, I want somebody taller than me. I want somebody that I can look up to. I don't hear them dissing the other one to champion the one that they prefer. So what he attempted to do after he already know that he went out there, the Bonquisha and the LaQuisha in that term, that was identified to be okay. I'm with him on that because Shanae is over there.
Pause right there, because they shouldn't have been on BOK if they ain't checking for black women, right? So to me,
No,
as soon as he opened his mouth,
it was a question asked in a super
responding?
chat was asked. Somebody asked in the super chat, "Do you guys use BOK?" And they answered it.
But that's the thing. They shouldn't be on BLK. So they're answering based on their disposition with black women, not their position on BLK. Because they shouldn't be on it
Well,
if
no,
they
that
don't
was the
like black
second
women.
part. No, that's the second. That's the part that I'm talking about. So that's what I'm saying. That's the second half. So they, of course, these guys are dating guys. That's their business. They charge $1,000 for a consultation. So they've seen BLK. They don't like it. I've seen BLK. I don't like it. Shanae is over there. I get it. I get what they're coming from. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to that, but that's where it stops. Now they decided to disparage a whole group of black women, darker skinned black women in particular, to simply claim that their preference is white women. You ain't got to diss them over here to promote them over here. And so for him to say, we don't fuck with the darkies, you know, we don't, that's not what we do. We not messing with. And so to try to diss these women over here, it makes me feel, is there some kind of self-esteem issues going on here? You know what I'm saying? Is this why you got to? How come it couldn't have just been, no, we don't fuck with BLK because the women over there is ratchet? Because I would have been like, yep, I seen it. They are
It's a whole
ratchet.
nother
I'm with you
stance.
on that.
Yep.
But he
So,
didn't
Shan,
stop there. He
Shan,
went
you were
on to
saying,
say, go ahead, Chris.
no, go ahead, go.
No, he didn't stop there with, nah, we don't fuck with BLK. Somebody asked, do you use BLK? He didn't say, nah, man, I don't use BLK. Them women over there is too ratchet for me. And then moved on to the next question. He said, nah, man, I don't fuck with BLK. Them women over there is too ratchet for me. In addition to that, I don't fuck with black women like that. I mean, I might fuck with some light-skinned ones, but if they're the darkies, we not checking for them chicks. It's like, oh, bro, why you gotta, what are you doing? That's like when if you ask a woman, so he uses women don't get checked for their preferences. But wait a minute, if somebody's asked a woman, hey, what kind, what's your favorite height in men? Oh, I ain't checking for these little short midgets. I don't want no little man that can't even look. They don't say that. They just simply say, no, I want a tall guy. And that's what happened. And so that's why the second half opened up a whole nother can of worms, but they're trying to use it under preferences. And that's my position. I have I have a preference. I like fit women. But I don't want no walrus. I don't want no whale. I'm not disrespecting a whole group of women just to champion the ones that I am interested in. I'm gonna just talk about the ones that I'm interested in. I like Mercedes Benz, but I'm not dissing BMWs. I've driven a BMW. I've owned BMWs, but I prefer Mercedes Benz over BMW. So if somebody asks me which of these two cars do you like, I'm gonna tell you I like the Mercedes Benz. I'm not gonna turn around and diss BMW. So that was my issue with that.
So you were saying, Shan, that men can't do anything about their height, and we can go ahead and bring up our first caller. Men actually can. And I don't know how true it is, but I saw this this thing on Instagram. It's called heightening, right? I can send it to you where they drill a hole or whatever in your leg, and they put these steel rods to make the bones in your legs start to grow again, and you can grow
Wow.
like I think like 3 to 5 inches. So
Well,
if I pop up 6, what is +5? If I pop up
I get
6'2",
you.
6'3" next year,
You can also, and women can also get a BBL. We can move the fat from your tummy into your ass. I
facts,
mean, I get it,
facts,
but
facts. Now, I mean, I only say that jokingly, but with that being
I know.
said, welcome Smarrell to Ask a Black Man Anything. Welcome back to the conversation. Welcome to the conversation. Welcome back to our show. Definitely a fan favorite here. What did you want to add to the conversation?
Oh, hey, can y'all hear me?
We can
Yes,
hear you
we
just
can.
fine.
Oh, hi, y'all. I would come to the camera, but I'm really tired. I was hoping I could stay awake. And hi, ladies in the audience. Yeah, I just wanted to add, I definitely think that there is, from a holistic perspective as well as a scientific perspective, let's take it off of race, right? But I'll definitely start off by saying, even as a light-skinned woman, to hear any black man say that they have a preference of dating outside of their race, there is a basis of self-hate that they might not be aware of, because in nature itself, nobody's born hating themselves. Just nature alone, you don't hear of lions and tigers dating each other. All tribes kind of stick with each other. All species stick with each other. So for me, that is just, it's pathetic and it's disgusting. And I say that even being a light-skinned woman, like that's disgusting. That's all I wanted to add to it. I think it's disgusting. And for any male or female even to say, oh, I don't date black men, that is rooted in self-hate. This just simply put.
So,
So Smarrell.
Go ahead, Sean.
So when you like, I get it. Lions don't date tigers, right? Horses don't date. Horses ain't mating with zebras naturally in the wild. But humans aren't necessarily dating outside of their species.
Right.
A white human and a black human are both humans. So is it safe to say that uh, 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 a white lion, which is there's a few of them out there, they don't pay attention necessarily to the brown lions. There's both lions and they cohabitate no problem. So if in this, since we are sentient beings and we know that we're aware of ourselves, is it really self-hate that a dark-skinned human being is interested visually in a lighter-skinned human being? Is it really self-hate? I could see if he was falling in love with a mailbox or something like that, or
Well,
wanted to marry their dog. But
right.
could it simply strictly be preference and not necessarily that I hate myself or my race or anything like that? But I'm just interested in that type of woman, because the guy Fresh, the kid, the dark skinned guy on the side, his example, he went on to say that he lost his virginity from with a white woman. Both of them are not born in America. They both immigrated over here. And so he lost his virginity with a white woman, and then growing up into his manhood, he's only really been with white women. And so now that he's 30 years old, I think, or maybe 28 or something like that, he's interested in only white women or Hispanic women. He doesn't really
See now,
mess in dark
yeah,
women. So my
but
question
when we
is it
start,
self-hate or is it just preference that I
absolutely.
like this other white human?
No, it is absolutely still self-hate. He comes from a black woman. No matter if and I've seen a liger, but naturally a lion and tiger are not supposed to be breeding. We're not talking about a light-skinned or a different shade of a tiger. We're talking about going completely out of your species, but you don't hear lions and tigers not liking each other. I only said that to say it's not natural for us to not like where we come from. Him to come from a black woman, he came from a black woman. To say that, oh, I don't date black women, I don't get down with the brown, my preference is this. How could your preference be
Yeah.
how could your preference be something that is like it's like me saying,
you hate what you come from.
No,
yeah, like
So,
I
what,
get
what's,
Smart's point. I get what she's saying in this context to this particular individual. I would agree that that is some sort of self-hate. But when we just talk in general, like for example, I'm in the like a thoroughbred horse would mate with a Tennessee walking horse, no problem. Like that's not, you know what I mean? They're both horses at the end of the day, a different breed of horse, but they're both horses. Now, I can't agree and go as far as saying someone it's self-hate if someone, because just like people, the black on black crime and crime being intro communal, so is dating. You're typically going to date within the community that you grew up in. I know people that were black people that were raised by white parents and they grew up attracted to white men and white women because that's who they went to school with, that's who they socialized with. And you know what I mean? So I can't go as far as say, oh, they hate he never met his mother. How can he hate, somebody he never met? You know what I mean? So that's where I can't go and agree with, just because you're attracted to something outside of your race is self-hate.
so let me ask you a quick clarifying question, if I may, Smorell.
yes,
So,
hi Wes.
hey, love. So, let me ask you this. So, I understand the preference thing, and I certainly understand the sentiment, and I feel the same about people who say I don't date. Um, it's not even about their preference; it's about what they refuse to consider, especially when it's what they come from. However, what I'm want you to clarify for me: are you talking about those who have a specific preference to where they are not dating? They refuse to date the same kind of woman that perhaps their mother is, or are we talking about someone who? Do you have that feeling about anyone who mates, has sex with, has any kind of relation with someone outside of their race?
Right. That's a good question for clarity. No, if you're saying like, hey, like for myself, being more light skinned, I prefer men that are just brown. I love brown skinned men. I just don't want a light skinned man. But I'm not going to say I would never date a light skinned man, light skinned man. But for me, I love brown skinned men. I just
Right.
do. I love y'all. I love them darker than me. But I would never say I would never date a light skinned man. When you make it about, oh, I don't date brown women or I don't like black women, that's the issue for me. I think love is love. Fall in love with whoever you love. But when you just, signal out people based off of the color of their skin, then that's an issue for me.
So
Not just these guys, but anybody who says that.
right, and just one more clarifying. So with the track that you're on, let's take it outside of just the skin color of a particular person, like light skin and brown skin. I'm talking about racially, and to your earlier point, from a standpoint of dating someone outside of your race. I guess I'm wondering are your feelings, and I think we're all wondering, were your feelings specific to dating, just dating outside of your race, or those reasons for dating outside of your race? Do you get what I'm saying?
Um, Wait, did I not just answer that?
No. How you talked about brown skin versus light skin guys, but African Americans. I guess what we're trying to clarify is what's your feeling about interracial dating?
No,
Do
I
you
think
think
love
it's
is
self-hate
love. I
for
think
someone to date or love someone outside of their race?
Yeah, I think love is love. I'm okay
Okay, gotcha.
with Yeah, I'm okay. Like if you meet a white woman and you're attracted to a white woman and you just fall in love with her, that's great. But I don't want to hear you say I
Right,
don't date black women. For me,
right,
it's like how could you put that? It's kind of like disgust.
right. Yeah, no, absolutely.
Why? Where would that come from when it's a part of who you are? Like how could you like black women are the creators. We are the first people of the world. Like Adam even came from the belly. I mean, of a woman. So let's just, I mean, we're not going to get into that. I'm just saying, like, men, y'all all still have breasts, right? Like, everybody came from a woman, and black women are the creators of the world. So for anyone, black or white, to look down on a black woman is just, it's self-hate. We are the natural creators of the world. Like, how could you hate a black woman? It makes no sense. Like, so anyway,
But why
it's
is it
just
hate? Why go so far as
Yeah.
to call it hate when
because
he's
Yeah,
just saying?
it's
Well,
because
let me give context to what Shaheed was talking about
Now I think the
because
confusion comes in at like if someone's saying I don't date black women, I can't go as far as say that's self hate. It's just they don't date you know.
and here's
but
a
how
real life reason why.
but
Here's a real
how
life
could you
reason why.
not like something that you come from is what I'm saying. Like
Here's a
why
real
would you
life.
say
Listen
Here's
to
a
the
real life
language.
reason why.
The language never said I don't like black women. The language said I don't date black women. Just because you don't date something doesn't mean you don't like them.
Yeah, and
so
I
for
grew up.
context, let's just be clear. They don't like black women.
They
Let's
don't.
just
Yeah,
Right,
they
right,
do
right.
they
not.
they didn't like
I
black
agree.
women? He said I don't get down with the brown. I don't mess
Yeah,
around in the garden. That's when
but
I hear somebody talking like that, that's dirt.
I agree.
away from them because we all agree that they on some other
Yeah,
stuff over there.
yeah. Now
Oh,
we
Away
okay.
from
I'm
them.
just pissed at
now we on
them.
the intellectual side.
I'm
Yeah.
just
So
pissed at them.
for me, I grew up in a 98% Hispanic community, agricultural and Hispanic community. My first thought of who I would end up being with wasn't a black woman because I was surrounded by
You hate
Hispanic
black
people.
women.
But it was never that I hated black women. I came from a black woman. I actually grew up more so with my father and with my grandmother than I did with my mother. I actually started building a relationship with my mother when I was 20, not because there was any spite, just because that's the way it worked out for me. Um, but it wasn't that I hated black women. It's just that that wasn't my familiarity. That wasn't my circle. That wasn't who I had access to. And then whenever I did get access to them, I had to acclimate. There were some things that I had to learn about my own sisters that I just didn't know. I had to grow into learning some things. And for that reason, I can see it being where someone decides that they want to date any other race. But if, as long as there's no hate and no animosity and it doesn't come off like those other brothers did, then I don't have a problem with it. I don't see it
Right.
as they hate a community or they hate black women as at all. I just see it as they haven't had that full experience. That's not what they know. If they experience a black woman, maybe they'll change their mind about it. I experienced black women, and I'm like, now I'm at the point to where it's like it's gonna be hard to see myself with anything else. So
Yeah, I respect that.
So I definitely want to thank you, Smaro, for coming on. We have not seen you in a long while, but we appreciate you for joining the conversation. It is always interesting to hear the female voice and add a softer side to these rough gentlemen that are up here, especially Wes.
Wes is the softest.
Wes
Okay,
is not
y'all.
the softest. You missed him the
She
last couple of
knows.
weeks.
She knows.
I'm teasing.
All
Um,
right. Good night, y'all. I'm gonna hop back in the comments because I'm sleepy. But yes, all right. Good conversation. Proud of
Thank
for
you.
sure,
y'all. By the
bro.
way, y'all are doing a great job, and I'm so happy to see that y'all are being consistent with this. Though.
I
Okay.
know what
Bye.
you mean by that. You happy that somebody not here? I'm just,
Wait.
I'm just
No.
teasing. I'm just
Wait.
teasing.
What?
I'm just
No.
teasing.
No.
I'm just teasing.
No. I love all of y'all. Bye.
I know. I'm talking before we had more people, and I was just
Just
making a
save it for
joke.
later, Chris. It's over.
I was just making a joke. Don't worry about it.
Good night, Smarell.
Good night, Smara. It was. I'll DM you
Do
and
I
I
just
take
hit?
it
Do I just hit leave? Is that what I do to get out of here?
That's all you gotta do. Just tap
Okay.
that button. It'll take care of
Never
it for you.
leave.
So let's not pay no attention to Wes ever. With
Ever.
that being said, I want to switch gears a little bit, and we regularly have gotten questions. Rob, what you drinking on over there, man?
Oh, this ain't nothing. This the cheap one. This is the Apothic Pinot Noir. This is the cheap one. Hit me up
Facts.
about April. Hit me up about April.
You going to a wine factory? Okay. So I want to get the first question in here. If you have a question that you want to email us at I forget what it is already. Questions at aabma.live. I want to definitely thank Mr. Awesome for the $10 super chat. What type of heresy did I walk into? Please give my page and verse any holy scripture where it even insinuates woman created the first man. I'll wait. She got me on that one, fella. So you'll have
All
to.
y'all, if he did a super chat, he did it from my page. Y'all go over
Yeah.
to Ask a Black Man Anything. Watch the show from the Ask a Black Man Anything page.
Yes. You'll have to talk to her directly. We're not going to bring that one up on the on our show. But here's what I will do. So if you have a question, literally any question, you can email us at questions at aabma.com or sorry, .live. I apologize. I always get it mixed up. And we will read your question just like we're about to do right now. And the first question comes from Chicago.
That man's so petty, man.
So Destiny from Chicago says, so I want to fly. It actually says, so that's how I read it in my mind. So I want to fly someone special out on an all expense paid vacation, but I'm curious, how do men feel about a woman flying them out and showing them a good time?
Ha!
Well, I
How do men feel about women flying them out and pull out an usher, trading places? Tonight, she on the top, you on the bottom. She trading places. She said she gonna pull over. She gonna pull up and open your door, and then you gotta reach over, fellas, and open hers. Desi wants to fly you out, fly a fella out, with somebody special. I don't, I'll say it that way. Somebody special out. How do you fellas feel about being flued out?
Everybody waiting on Shan.
Man, I'm gonna go first.
Don't wait on Shan.
That's fine. I'm gonna go first. I actually was flued out back in
November
last year. Let's go with this. Last year. Say when. I was flued out last year. And I had a phenomenal time. I didn't pay for the hotel. I didn't pay for the activities. I paid for dinner though. Only because I don't know. I feel some type of way. Like when I go out to eat, I feel like I just gotta be like, nah, I got this. I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm out. I was asked, hey, do you want to come to X city? And it wasn't about, some type of, physical interaction because I didn't sleep with her. And I didn't sleep with her for a really, really good reason. But that's neither here nor there. But the typical thing is if you fly somebody out, of course, you're thinking sex is going to take place. I actually, I was in a relationship. I asked a young lady, I said, would you ever fly a guy out? She said she would only fly him out if they were in a relationship. And I'm like, oh, okay. That's interesting. Only in a relationship. And I'm like, so you got to be in a relationship in order to do it? And I thought that was, yes, Leah, only men think that. That if you fly me out, or if I fly you out, I definitely want to, partake of the goods. Want to sample it exactly. You know what I'm saying? Get some macaroni and cheese. At any rate, but like I said, she flew me out. She asked me if I wanted to come. I said sure. And then before I knew it, I got the details text to me. What time I was flying out, where the hotel I was staying in, and what activity we were doing. And then afterwards, we went to dinner, and I paid for dinner. I don't know. But it was unexpected. I enjoyed myself. It was the first time I ever did it. If somebody ever wanted to do it again, I'm okay with that. But that's my take on it. I'll toss it to Robert.
Yeah, man, I've been thinking about that, man. That's for me, because I don't know. I'm for me. I think I would actually be one of those people who would say, you know what, whatever your expression of like or love is for someone, if that's what you want to do, and they're down to do that, and they have a mutual feeling towards you, then why not? That's just a way of showing your love versus holding it in or trying to find another way to do it. Like, I don't believe that we have to only accept, or I don't believe that men always have to be the one to be like, you know what, I got to pay for everything. I'm like that, where if I meet up with someone anywhere, I'm going to pay for everything. It's just the way it is. But I will also tone that down to accept
What if she
someone else
insists?
showing their love in that way.
What if she insists?
No, that's what I'm saying.
Robert?
I'll tone it down to accept someone showing their love in that way, because that's the way that they feel like expressing their love, and I'm not going to hinder the way they feel like expressing their love. I'm going to enjoy it, and then right after that day, right after, at the end of the trading spaces song, what do you say? We're going to flip this thing back and we're going to put it back in its natural order, right? So I don't think it's a bad idea. I think if there's a person out there that for Miss Destiny has interest in this guy, why not? It would be an expression of how you feel.
So fly him out.
Fly him out.
Hey,
Wow.
I'm with you though. I'm old school in a sense though. So the way I was raised is, the man pretty much do a whole lot of stuff, but as I've grown and lit older, I don't think that we have to always, conform to societal norms. So, society think that the man's supposed to do all this and do all that. I'm be honest, man. As a man, it does feel good sometimes to be wine and dine. Of course, you don't have to do it all the time, and I don't expect her to do it all the time. But if she wants to fly me out and show me a good time, then I don't think there's anything wrong with that, and it shouldn't be anything, and it shouldn't be frowned upon in society. It just show you that a woman know what she wants. She know what she wants. She's taking the initiative to go after what she wants, and that she's interested in something, and she's going out there to get it. And that really shows me a lot about that woman. Now, do I expect that woman to do everything for me, even if she does fly me out? No, because like Chris said earlier, if we go out to dinner, I'm more likely going to pay for dinner. I don't even care if she don't want me to pay. I'm probably still going to pay because I'm still going to want to do something. It's just the man in me that still want to do something. But overall, if she wants to plan the whole trip and fly me out and just show me a good time, as men, I do think that we should be able to accept that from time to time. And we should be able to, allow somebody else to treat us to a nice occasion from time to time. Because I feel like a lot of times, we're doing it. So why not take a step back and let somebody else do it one or two times if they're interested in doing that?
You ain't got to fly me out monthly, but I definitely want to be taken care of, spoiled monthly. I'm gonna find a video for y'all in just 1 second. I'm gonna send it to Shan.
I would say though, just to add on to mine real quick, if any lady does want to fly out a man, like make sure, because this is one of my techniques that I use when I'm dating. If you go out on a date with me, best believe it's something that I know that you're going to enjoy, but I already want to do anyway. So I'm not going to use my money or my time or my energy going out with somebody knowing that if you and I don't connect, then I'm gonna have a bad experience because I already didn't want to do it in the first place. If it's something that you want to do and you actually just want to have that company with you and it's that particular person, by all means, that will make it even better for yourself and hopefully for the gentleman as well.
Hey, Jerron.
I know what he said already.
I saw that. I'm like, throw it up, please throw it up because that was funny.
One time in my life, man. Ain't nothing wrong with it.
Our brother,
we all deserve it,
Colin
man.
got some wise words.
Hey, I will say one last thing though. If you do fly a man out, just be safe while doing it. There's a lot going on here in this world, and people coming up missing and getting killed and everything. So just make sure you take precautionary safety measures if you are going to fly somebody out, because we don't want you to come up dead or missing. So I'm just going to make sure I say that as well.
Make sure you know the person you flying out.
Hey, Shan, you see that, right? You see Colin, right?
Man, go on, Wes, bro.
Go
and throw it up, Shan. That's fun.
I love it. Yeah, man. I think allowing a woman, it's really hard. I know it's for myself. It's really hard to let anyone do anything for me. Much less a woman, but in the dating space. But I've had to stretch myself on occasion and allow for it. And look, we're all deserving of being treated special. Men and women alike. So yeah, I'm all for it. I'm absolutely all for it. Whether it's flying you out or any other show of affection and appreciation, I'm with it.
What you think, Shan, man? I know you're gonna be like, nah, man, it ain't gonna happen, man. I'm gonna fly her to me. I'm gonna take care of everything, right? That's Shan's spot. We done gotta talk to him. Shaheed.
What's that? What vehicle is it that Darth Vader flies in? What is that?
Well, he lives in the. He don't really fly around. He was in the Death Star. He didn't really have to go nowhere. But go ahead,
right. So if it ain't the Death Star, Shan ain't riding in it. Shan ain't flying.
No, I'm all for it. Shit, point me out. Where are those women at? That's flying dudes out. I'm with it. I see a lot of the ladies in the comments saying somebody's special. See, the difference between men, we don't be flying out. We just fly out what we want. Like if we want it, we gonna fly fight out. She ain't got to be super special, but I'm trying to get flued out.
All right, so
oh God.
You gotta accept it one time, Shan. Just one time, bro. One time.
Wait, Shan. Before you start talking, I need you to shift the screen. Put me on one side of you. Keep Luke Skywalker on the other side of you, so that we can properly double tap you when you get out of hand. There we go. Let's get it.
Shan, I also want you to play that video of our brother that I just sent you to Instagram.
You want me to play it right now?
You can play it now. You can play it after you say what you wanted to add. I'm trying to find the one I want. I got another one.
No, I'm
ready, Rob?
So everybody
I'm ready.
knows,
I'm looking at him.
Everybody knows that Shan does not promote, does not advise, does not like, does not want this 50-50 thing, right? The whole 50-50 thing in relationships. Unfortunately, there's modern women, but there's modern men too. And so there's a lot of men that's out here looking for 50-50 relationships. They ask in my opinion, silly question to women: what do you bring to the table? As if she needs to bring a 401k, she needs to bring a bank account, she needs to bring all this stuff to the table, right? And I'm saying that's a silly question if you're doing what you should be doing as a human, a male human being on planet Earth, the way we're designed, the way we've been rocking for millennia is men, you guys provide, protect, problem solve, and procreate, right? In this particular discussion, we're talking about providing. So Destine Chicago, or I guess Destine from Chicago, she's asking, she wants to fly somebody out special on an all expense paid vacation, and how do men feel about women flying them out? Is that emasculating? Is that making him feel like the bitch? You just making him feel like a bitch, and or is it like, you know what? All right, cool. It depends. Here's the reality though. And I'm gonna touch on what Shahid said as well. Men like women who like them. Period. In the courting phase, and I've been saying this a lot in the last few weeks. Remember, there was no dating. There was no such thing as dating before the year 1900. Men didn't really date women. I know you see it in the movies. You'll look at like some V for Vendetta or some vampire movie on how it was 200-300 years ago. But men didn't really date. And then I bring up that one movie as an example to put people into perspective. The Color Purple. In the first act of The Color Purple, you'll notice that Mr. didn't date Celie or Nettie. He didn't go on walks with them. They didn't go to the movies. They didn't jump in the horse and buggy and go on long romantic rides along the coast. Mr. walked over from his farm to the pastor's house and said, "Pastor, I want to marry your daughter, Nettie." And he said, "No, you can't marry Nettie, but you can have Celie. She's spoiled though, but you can have her. But you damn sure can't have Nettie." He went straight to Pops. It wasn't even about the woman. It wasn't no dating. So dating is a relatively new thing. That's all as a result of the 20th century. That came along. Dating is a new thing to humans, right? But since that's where we are, and Destiny is asking, can I spend some money on this guy that I want to date? My answer is absolutely. My last wife, my ex-wife, our very first date was in Culver City. We went to shoot pool, have some drinks, and we had like some happy hour food or whatever. It's our first date in the year 2012. And she paid for the date. I tried to pay. We kind of like was laughing and tussling fighting over the check, right? And she was like, no. And she got a hold of the check. And then, no, I got a hold of the check, but then she slid the dude her credit card. And I was like, all right, you got it. All right, she paid for it. I married that woman. She certainly got her money's worth, by the way. She certainly got her money's worth. Later on, she got her money back, trust me. But she paid for the date. And the point is, men like women who like them. Men, especially now, and I'm telling younger men right now, pay attention to the women that's really interested in you. Now, I know the whole cliche, oh, make sure you got a man that loves you a little bit more than you love him, right? And men is telling, make sure you get a woman that loves you a little bit more than you love her. Listen, fellas, pay attention to the women that actually like you. And sometimes doesn't mean that she's leading with her wallet or leading with her degree or leading with how much money she makes, but she's expressing herself. We like gifts, and an all expense paid vacation is a gift to certain people in a certain tax bracket. It ain't no thing to drop $1,500 on somebody. That's not no money for certain people, whereas $150 is not no thing to a different tax bracket. So to Destiny, that's asking, is it okay? Absolutely. Go ahead and fly that guy out. Take him to Pound Town.
Take
All
him to
expense paid.
town.
It's totally okay. I do not want that to be a regular thing, though, because this is only in the dating / courting phase that I'm thinking that this is going to be good, right? Because if you guys think about it, and this is what Shahid was saying, I remember a long time, it had to be 20, 30 years ago, the conversation was who pays for a date? And the response that everybody gave back in the 90s was whoever asked the person out. That's what people would say. Well, who should pay for the first date? Or who should pay for a date? Whoever asked them out. So you know what women would do? They made damn sure that they didn't ask nobody out. And if she really liked the guy, you know what women would say? Why haven't you asked me out yet? Why don't you? We should do something, but we can't go. We're not going to do nothing because you won't ask me out. Because back in the 90s, the men would say, if you really want to go out, why don't you ask me? No, you ask me. You know why? Because your ass don't want to pay for it. You want to know why I haven't asked you out, because you want to make sure that I'm covering you. You may not necessarily even like me. You just want to eat dinner. But today, basically those days are over. Those days are completely over. Now I'm telling men to make sure you pay attention to the woman that likes you. And if she wants to express her adoration for you, brothers, by buying you some gifts, accept the gifts with a smile. Absolutely. You can fly him out. Men love compliments. Men love being loved on, and men loves gifts as well. But fellas, let that be short-lived. You got to provide. Don't look at that getting flown out as, oh, she's a meal ticket, or as, oh, well, cool, fuck it. She could cover half this and half that, and we can do this together. And don't try to think that that's going to turn into some Huxtable family, because it's not. There's going to be a problem later on. But that's my answer to that.
Wow. The crazy thing is,
I'm impressed.
I'm saying.
Look,
Hey, we getting to him. We got to put our arms back up, West, and show the guns.
Tell her treat me like a queen. Treat me like a king. A king.
Go,
Rob.
I've never met a guy that has ever said, "Oh man, if she fly me out or she do this, then I've never met a guy like that." And I guess that's just not who I hang around. So I appreciate that comment, Shan, because that's wild. Like, oh man, she could, now if she contributes to the household, I'm okay with that. I'm not gonna stop her from, oh, I'm gonna do this. I'm not gonna stop anybody from doing what they want to do. One of the things that I've learned.
Wait, hold on. Say that again. If she wants to contribute to the household, so I'm assuming you're talking within marriage?
Yeah, to a household,
or even dating.
I mean, so if it's a gift, right? If it's a like, let's say like she pays for me to get my house clean, right? Once a week or once a month or whatever the case. And that's something that she wants to do for me. Am I gonna say no, don't do anything for me? No. I'm not going to say that because I've learned beforehand. I was the guy that was like, no, don't do anything for me. I'm going to take care of it all. I had to learn how to start accepting things. And that's just for me personally. I had to learn how to start accepting things. Now, I'm not saying that you should take advantage of it and be like, yo, can you start doing this for me? No, you should definitely accept what people are willing to give to you, but not take advantage of it. I definitely agree with you there. With that being said, I want to bring up Miss Ruby to the conversation. Good evening, Miss Ruby. Welcome to Ask a Black Man Anything. I'm sure you want to fly out your favorite. So he loves to mug wrestle. So go ahead and
I
jump
can
in.
hear you, but it's like I'm hearing two different conversations.
You
Are
got to
you
turn
on
down
YouTube?
YouTube.
Do I have to do what?
You have to
Just
close down
turn
YouTube.
either close down YouTube and just talk to us over here, or just turn it down. Either one.
Turn
You
down
yeah,
your yeah.
yeah, you can just mute your YouTube channel and then you'll be able to hear us completely.
Okay, so mute my YouTube.
Yep, but
Mm-hmm.
not this particular channel.
There you go. Okay, cool. So is it better? Can you hear me now?
We can hear you just fine.
Loud and clear.
Okay, cool.
Welcome to Ask a Black Man Anything. How did you want to add to the conversation?
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
So I have a question. So the other night, the guy that I was dating was coming over, and he was like, "You hungry?" I was like, "Yeah." He said, "Well, order. I'm hungry too, so order her some food to eat." So I said, "Okay, no problem." So when I get there, I'll give you the money for the food. So I said, "Okay," and I ordered the food. So when he came over, he said, "How much was the food?" And I was like, "Don't worry about it. I got it." My question to you guys is, how do you feel when we say don't worry about it? Is it something that's going to bother you guys, or like, I don't know, should I have said yes, go ahead and give me the money, or just, I
What was
don't
the
know.
question again? I'm sorry. Can you repeat that? I didn't get it.
So my question is, he asked how much was the food so he can reimburse me, and I said don't worry about it. So my question to you guys is that don't worry about it good, or that's not good when it comes to you all?
No, it's good. If he's saying don't worry about it, don't worry. Oh wait, who
No,
said
no, no,
that?
no, no.
Yes.
She
Oh,
said
He's
don't worry
telling
about it.
him don't worry about the cost.
He
She
had
she's
company.
talking
She
to
No,
was
him.
no,
dating a
I
guy. He was dating a guy, and he came over. But before he got there, he gave her a call and said, "Hey, let's order. Go ahead and order the food. So it'll be there by the time I get there." And then when he got there, he was like, "Okay, cool. Where's the receipt? I'm need to, so I can give you your money back." And she was like,
got
"No, no, no. Don't worry about it."
got it. So
exactly.
do you think like you're asking if that was a good move on your part?
Exactly. Because you know how you guys don't like when we be too independent, or, like we try to do everything on our own. So
Right.
that's what my question is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but when it comes to something as small as like food, it's not really like a you know what I mean? Like he put the gesture out, he tried to, cover it. I think if he would have had an issue with it, he probably would have doubled back, like, nah, trust, let me have it. I'll take care of it. I think you're fine. I don't think it's too much to like rack your brain about.
Yeah,
It depends on the
Okay.
context
what
too.
was his
Now,
response?
the context that you said it, because like
You know what you said, Wes.
if a woman said it,
Well,
and they
he
said in
he looked at me funny, Wes. Like he looked at me like, he didn't say anything, but I saw his expression on his face, and then like, why is she telling me, don't worry about it? Like, you know what
That
I
was the
mean?
first.
Like,
That was the first time you made a gesture like that, right?
say it again.
That was the first time you made a gesture. Like the first time you did anything like that.
Yeah, like he usually pay all the time when we, whatever we got going on, he'll pay. But when he asked, and I said, never mind, I didn't like that expression on his face, like I
So,
don't need his help. You get what I'm saying?
yeah, I have a thought for you, but Jerron, I think I was over talking you, brother. Go ahead.
well, I'm just saying it depends on the context of the way she says it too. So if I offer to pay and she say don't worry about it, but it's like in an attitude, then yeah, I'm gonna kind of
No,
get
it
upset
wasn't.
about it.
No,
But it's
no,
just
it
up to him
wasn't. I was
to.
just like, don't worry about it, baby. It's okay. That's how
Oh,
I
I wouldn't
said
have
it.
worried about that. No, I wouldn't have worried about that. That would have been cool with me. That's
And so
fine.
Okay.
here's the thing, Ruby. You have to let him lead, right? So
There
the
you
only
go.
issue I would have with that is the fact that he was asking you to do it knowing that he would pay. Like his whole point of, hey, you go on and order it. Just even if he didn't say any more than that, that meant that you order it and he'll reimburse you. So because he offered the gesture first, you need to let him follow through with that gesture that he wants to, that he
Mm.
extended initially. Now, if you initiated the conversation, or hey, I want a treat tonight, and then he said, okay, cool, well, here's what I want to eat, then you don't have an issue. I don't think it's a big deal at all. However, I do understand for him, it could be something simply because you didn't let him follow through with what he initiated, even though he asked you, because he asked you to go on and pay for it, and I'll give you the money when I get there. And so from that perspective, that's him leading, even though he asked for that assist from you. And so always in the future, allow that man to follow through. And if you want to extend or initiate something, then that's a completely different matter. But I think you're safe on this. But moving forward, I would just always let him follow through and show him that you're able to ride with
Reciprocate.
what it is that he wants to do.
I do see an opportunity though.
But it's kind of it's this thing is kind of confusing because if you go ahead and say, okay, it was $75 and he gave that to you, in his mind, like, like it's, I don't know, like it's food. Wow. It's like
But here's what
when
you
we go
do.
on a date with you guys. It's like when we go on a date with you guys and the bill comes and you guys are watching us, even though you guys are going to pay, but you're still watching to see if we were say, okay, you know what? You always pay, babe. This time it's on me. And most men would be like, oh, no, don't worry about it. I'm your man. I'll
Well,
take care of it. But in
we're
the back of
watching.
their
What are we
mind,
watching? What are men watching to see if you're gonna attempt?
Yeah, we're not
exact.
watching you. We're not watching you to do
Ain't
that.
nobody checking for that.
Nah.
You think we watching? You think we're watching,
What
but you're not.
then?
That's
Clubhouse, I don't know. Well,
yeah.
okay.
Oh God.
Welcome
We're
to
not doing
YouTube.
that.
Thank
We're
you for
not doing
leaving
that.
Clubhouse.
But Robert, I'm right along with you where I do see an opportunity. If you've been dating this guy for, let's say, 3 months, 6 months, or longer, and this is your first time doing something as a gesture, I see, and let me know if I'm in the rights, Robert, where you may want to begin to reciprocate just doing things on a regular basis, and regular can be whatever you mean it to be. Regular could be weekly, regular could be bi-weekly, regular could be monthly. Um, Men also need to see that you cannot just only cook, clean, um, and have sex or what have you. We also need to see that you are thinking of us without us asking. I'll give you an example. I always have an example. For my birthday, for Father's Day, I got a New York Knicks hat. It was black with the white emblem. I went to the gym and I believe somebody stole it. And I had been meaning to order it, and I just happened to, casually mention it in passing to somebody that I knew. For my birthday, they got me that hat, and I was not expecting it. We like to see that you're paying attention to us and that you are able to do things for us. You don't have to do everything, right? But you want to be able to take care of us as well, because here's the deal: what happens when we can't, right? We're sick, right? And when we start, we laid up in the bed, don't be the only person. Don't let us be the only person to initiate all actions, because the person that, in my opinion, for me, and I don't, I only speak for me, the person that initiates actions back with me or reciprocates to me is the person that I'm typically choosing. If I call you and you never call me, I'm definitely going to notice. If I'm always initiating a text or initiating a FaceTime and you never initiate it, I'm definitely going to notice, and I'm not going to want to be you to be the type of person that I want, because I want an even reciprocation. It doesn't have to be you paying bills, but it does have to be you looking at and doing things for me on a regular, consistent basis, because I look for consistency. That's one of my preferences. That's a core
Well,
value.
not to cut. Okay, I heard. Yeah, it's not like that with us. Like a week ago, he's a Redskin or Washington football team now um fan. So they came down to Maryland to play Dallas Cowboys, and that's his theme. So his team. So what I did, I took him to the game. I even got us. I didn't even get us regular seats. I got us club seats. So I'm he pays a lot and do everything, but I'm there too, like in terms of doing my part. So I took him to the game. So it's not like it's one sided over here. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And
I
that's
think,
exactly what I was saying.
yeah, and
Yeah, and
your
then
reciprocation
usually
in
what I
regard
would
to
do is I'll cook like on a Sunday, like 2, 3 different meals and pack it up and tell him to take it home for doing the week. So
And he's never
I'm
asked
doing
you for the receipts to the groceries, has he?
no.
So
No,
I
I'll
think you
just
made a
cook and I'll
mistake.
say, come pick up the food for doing the week when you're home.
Yeah, yeah. You made a mistake.
Uh-huh.
In my opinion, you made a
Okay.
mistake. You emasculated him, and so
That's what I was
like
thinking too. Yeah. Okay.
absolutely, you absolutely did. To emasculate, you know, um, and some people say, some of you guys are saying, some of you fellas is telling her that it's not a big deal, but to some men it is a big deal. Some people that could have caused an argument. In fact, that's caused a lot of arguments when that happens. I get it. Like when my ex-wife paid for our first date, we were we were early on in our relationship. Um, but some people is like some men take that serious. And so when you to make a man feel a little bit less masculine and to deprive him of his male strength is a big thing for some guys. And so when you turn around and say, when he says, "Let me have the check," and you're saying no, what you're doing is you're basically battling him, and you're saying, "No, I got this. I am the I'm in charge of this relationship, and
Mm.
I know what you want to do, but that ain't what we doing." Now I know that you didn't say it that way, and you were very soft, and I know you probably said it, but the net of it is, I don't care about what you talking about. I'm doing what I want to do.
Mm.
And that look that you got from him was from that. It had nothing to do with the amount of money. It had nothing to do with the food. It had nothing to do with you feeling like you wanted to take care of him. The point is that brother said, "I have an instruction, and if I'm going to be the head of household of our potential household, if you guys are going to get together or whatever, do I have a? Are you showing me that I may want to go left and you want to go right, or are you going to go left friendly with me? Are you going to be nice and you're going to be cooperative with me?" And so when you told him, "No, no, 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 don't worry about it." He's, "What do you mean, don't worry about it? It wasn't. I didn't ask you. It wasn't a request. It was. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I didn't. This is not a. This wasn't a. It wasn't. It wasn't up for vote. It
Mm.
wasn't up. It wasn't up for debate. Give me the receipt so
Mm-hmm.
I can give you the money. I
Exactly.
The only reason that you had that, you paid for it, is because I wasn't there. You've already done your part. You followed my instruction on ordering the food to begin with. Continue to do that. But when you
Right.
got to the point that you didn't want to do something, and your heart, it was in the right place. It's like, no, baby, you always pay. Every time we go somewhere, you pay for it. You buy the tickets, you drive the car, you cover the food, you do all of this stuff. Damn, I just want to. We don't even look at it like that. We look at it like,
Mm.
oh, so
Right.
you're not gonna let me be the man that I want to be, and so you emasculated
Mm.
him. So my suggestion is, don't do that again.
Right. So
Okay, I
My
Shan,
got
suggestion,
you. Yeah.
Would you agree with me? Because I think we're saying the same thing. I understand how it could not be a problem, but in this instance, he initiated a thing and you didn't allow him to follow through. And I'm saying, as you go for, if she wants to initiate a gesture for him, then that's fine.
mm-hmm.
But
Well, yeah, that's like gifts. That's like buying a gift. Gifts are great. But you told us in your description that he told you he was going to give you the money back before you even ordered the food, right?
And
right,
yeah, this is
So
what the day we were supposed to go out that night, but It was New
Okay,
Year's Day, but everywhere we called was closed. So that's
got it.
when
You
he said,
couldn't.
"Well, just exactly order the food. When I get that, I'll give you the money." That's what he
Yeah.
said.
You
Yeah,
right there. You changed his plans, and don't do that. Don't
gotcha.
change a man's plans. Let me.
Okay,
I already had this in mind. You should have said, "Okay, babe, I got you. Everything that you asked me to do, I've done. I got the food, like you said. You provided for me, and you continue. But what you did was say, no, I want to go 50-50.
okay,
And
okay.
we don't. Some
And
men
that's
don't like
not what I meant anyway. You know what I mean? I was just like, it's just food. Why do you have to
Yeah.
reimburse me for food we both eating? That's how I was looking at
Yeah.
it. You know?
We
Well,
understand
Yeah.
your
to,
But I
intentions,
got what
but
you're saying.
yeah.
to kind of wrap it up though, like what you can do going forward is ask him, how did it make you feel when I did that? That way you guys get it out open in the air and you have the opportunity to learn him a little bit
Ooh,
more. You have that's your
that's that.
Gotcha.
opportunity. You can learn him a little bit better and learn
Right.
whether or
Look
not
at
that
that
was
lovey
overstepping your bounds for
dovey
sure.
guy.
That's that
And,
graduate level communication.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
that.
And
That's
Ruby,
the MBA program. That's the MBA program in communication.
and
Yes.
Ruby.
Yes,
That's
Wes.
that honey love.
So because I know you,
Nah,
Ruby,
they ain't got nothing to do with no honey
Yes,
love.
Wes.
look,
That's a bit of a self awareness that most people don't have, is to be able to say, now let's expound on that so we don't make that mistake again. That's
exactly.
Hmm.
that's
Gotcha.
what my man is talking
And
about.
Ruby, because I know you, don't question. Just if you ask him how he feels, accept how he feels, how that made him feel. Don't
Okay.
Hmm.
challenge him on his feelings or why he should not feel that way. He's a man.
Okay.
He feels the way that he feels, whatever that is. And
Okay.
so all you have to do is accept it, and then move accordingly in the future.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
Okay. Yes, I do, Wes.
Don't hit him with the 20 questions, Ruby.
No, I'm not.
Don't hit him even with the
Wes,
19.
I told you, my behavior. The thing is, I'm a psychiatric nurse, and that's what I do for a living. I have to. I usually psych evaluate my patients, which when they come in, I have to ask them a bunch of questions to get to know
Yeah,
what's the psychiatric issue they're dealing with. So I have to
he's
ask a
not your
lot of
patient,
questions, right?
right?
So
But
that's
he's not
why
your patient.
Wes. Say it again.
He's not your patient,
No,
Ruby.
coming from the I'm coming from the standpoint where everybody think I ask a million questions. That's where you was coming from. But this is what
Ruby,
I do for a living. So when I get
exactly.
on stages, I forget. You know what I'm saying,
Exactly.
Wes?
And yes, I understand, love, and that is why you need to be able. And this goes into some of the other things that I think a lot of the gentlemen agree, which is why, because of the space you're in and because of what it takes, you have to find that balance and be able to put that down once you walk out of the building, or certainly once you walk in the door of
Yeah,
home.
yeah.
And the door being metaphorical, even just once you walk into that man's space, you need to be able to let all of that go. That's important. That's key. So, not 20 questions, not 19 questions, not 17 questions, not 3 questions.
Okay.
No questions.
Okay.
Ask him one
Gotcha.
question. How did that make you feel? And how would you like me to respond, how would you like me to proceed in that scenario? And whatever it is,
Okay.
it is.
Gotcha. So, do you guys have time for one more question, or that's it?
They're gonna say
Yeah, go
Ruby,
no,
ahead.
Ruby. I'm gonna
Yes,
it,
say
just one more.
Ruby, check this out. Here's what you could do.
Yeah.
Email us at questions.aabma.live.
Okay.
And then we'll answer it next week. Okay.
Okay.
and if
If
you
No
tune in, we'll
worries.
bring you up when your question comes. Is that right,
Yeah,
Coach?
no worries. That's fine.
email
Y'all busy. That's okay. I get it. Thank you so much, sir.
email us tonight, questions@aabma.live.
Okay. All right. Thank you. And Mr. Awesome or whoever he is in the comments, I do cook. And he told me that night, don't cook, just order food to eat. That's why I ordered the food. Because he made a comment that if I cook, we won't be having this problem. But I usually do a lot of cooking. So he was like, don't cook tonight, just order food. Okay, Mr. Awesome? That give you your answer. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
She checked
Thank you
in.
guys so much. All right.
Good
Thank
night.
you all.
She was being
Bye.
obedient.
good night. Thank you, Ruby.
Bye
Bye,
bye.
Ruby.
Ruby, thank you so much
Guys,
for
have
coming
a
to
fantastic
Ask a Black Man Anything. We appreciate you for joining the conversation tonight. We got another question that was mailed in tonight, earlier this week, and I'm gonna read it off. It's a bit lengthy, fella, so bear with me. She said, "I just wanted to pick your brain and see what you thought about this matter regarding me and my partner. We have been in a seriously committed relationship for 2 years, on and off, and we've always had the same goal for life as far as marriage and children. And recently, he shared with me, just FYI, this is from B from the DMV, which is so weird. Recently, he shared with me that he no longer believes that he wants marriage or children, which is definitely a shocking revelation to me. So we're taking some time apart now, and I told you it was a bit lengthy. Taking the time apart now, just giving each other space, so we really think about if this is a relationship that we can continue, or if we're going to go our separate ways and potentially remain friends. So the scenario is, you can pull it down, Jan. The scenario is she's been dating a guy for 2 years, and fellas, on and off. When they first started dating, it was headed towards marriage. He talked to her about marriage. They both agreed they wanted marriage, but now it's 2 years in, and the guy has said that he doesn't want marriage or children. And her question is, should she stay in that relationship or should she go? What are your thoughts?
Deuces.
No. No need for her to stay. Why would she stay if she wants she want to get married and have children? I think that's one of the issues that happens now. People try to compromise with people, and the people they try to compromise with are not what they want done. So if she wants children, if she wants to get married one day, why would you stay with somebody that's told you that they don't want children, don't want to get married? Now, granted, of course, his mind could change, but it doesn't seem like his mind has changed. She said it was a big revelation. So he's probably been feeling this way. He just finally told her, and he's probably telling her that for a reason.
He's checked out
for a reason. So
when he's checked out, he's checked out of that.
He is, and so she should check out too, and go and move forward and find somebody that wants to have children and get married. Because
how old are they though, Chris?
She said that she is 28 and he's 30.
Oh, she better check out quick. She in the dangers. She better check out quick because she ain't got much more time. I can see her trying to work it out and fight it if she was 38 or 48 or 58. At 28, she should be all right. She got plenty. She'll be happy if she checks out now. If any man is telling you, we've been dating, when y'all first hooked up, and you guys was talking about marriage and that was all honeymoon stage shit. That was infatuation speaking. That's where motherfuckers be talking about I love you only when they have sex with you. They don't say it outside of fucking. So he's saying all that early on, but now he's like, yo, what he realized is this is what I'm gonna have to live with for the rest of my life. I don't like this. He don't like that. It doesn't work for him, but it works for somebody else. That what she's offering, whoever this woman is, this 28-year-old woman is offering this guy, he don't want to buy it. That's not what he wants to buy. He wants to buy something else. But what you're offering is something that somebody else wants. And you're at a wonderful time or a wonderful age to go out and make yourself available for that man to find you. So any man that's talking about, yo, I'm not in love with you, man, I got love for you, but I'm not really in love with you, and I don't really want no kid. He probably wants kids in the family. He just don't want one with you. So if you're going to go fight for the relationship, all of that, that is where you guys get married, you have children, and then you end up hating each other. And then the kids see the fights, and then somebody ends up getting hurt, and then you guys are dragged out, and then the government get involved, and now they drain your bank account, and you're going through all these issues. Hell nah. He checked out already, sis. Shan's answer is you should check out too and get yourself together and become the best wife that you can potentially be for somebody else.
So part two of the question, I told you it was lengthy. part two of the question is, it says the second part of the question, and that he is also doubting how he feels as far as being in love. And this is just literally Shan just talked about it. He states that he loves me, but he's not in love with me, and he still has romantic feelings. And I just want to know what you guys' thoughts are as well.
Yeah, you want to go to
Well,
Pound Town, pussy. I want to fuck.
no, I'll speak to that because I'm one of those people who talk about, I want somebody, I want to be with somebody who I'm in love with, right? I want to have that in love feeling. There's plenty of people that I love. Like I love certain people. I love certain things about them, but they're not the person that I'm personally going to choose to marry. So if I were to tell someone that I love you, but I'm not in love with you, and if I said we can keep doing what we're doing, your best course of action would be to leave, because
Friend zone.
me not being in love with you, that's not gonna come. Your best course of action is to get rid of that heartache, because I'm gonna love you. I'm gonna treat you nice. I'm gonna treat you very, very well. You're gonna love the way I treat you. Outside of the fact that I'm gonna be like, I'm not in love with you, I can leave at any moment. And that's basically what he's saying to me, is he's not in love with you. He can leave at any moment. He don't want to
No, he
hurt you
told
out
her
of
that.
respect or out of
He
the
told
love that he
her.
has for you.
I'm not in love with
But
you.
he's not in the relationship in the context that he wants to actually be there going forward.
She
He
already
told you
know
that
what
he's
the
done.
answer is, man. She know what the answer is. She just need us to reconfirm it for her.
Yeah,
But
man.
go ahead, Shaheed.
I'm gonna be quick, man. You cannot fall in love with somebody that you already love. If he didn't initially fall in love with you, that's it. It's like he might love you to his dying day, but he ain't never gonna fall in love with you.
He love
So
that doggy style.
yeah, so it's like
I'm saying he might love what you do for him. He might love your doggy style, like Shan said. He might love your intellect, but he's not in love with you enough to where he'll say, you know what, that's my wife.
So here's my advice, because in her email to us, she says, my fear is that I won't be able to find somebody who will do and love me the way that he loves me. As I'm reading this email, I'm like, you're 28.
Exactly.
You're literally in the perfect position to go out and find somebody who will do and love you the way that you want to be loved. And one of the other things that the young lady said in the email is that this is the best that I've ever had. And here's how I feel. If the best that you have ever had tells you, I don't want to marry you, I don't want to be with you, and I'm not in love with you, that's the best that you've ever had to date. That's the best. Now imagine getting something better, and they do love you, they do want to marry you, and they do want to have children. All of us have been at a job that we thought was great. It paid us well. We were happy, and we lost that job. Whether we were fired, we left, or whatever the case is, we've all
Love
been
that job.
in a position,
Oh, I
right?
love that job.
And then we got something better,
Until that next job came.
and it was the pay was better, right? The
Work
benefits were
hours.
better. The work hours were better. The travel was better. The time to get to work was better. And if you're 15 or if you're 30, 20, regardless of what age you are, the fear of loss should not be greater than the fear of never being loved or the fear of regret. There's always two fears. My mentor told me there are two fears: the fear of loss and the fear of regret. Ask yourself, which one will sting more? Will you be 35, still never married, no children, 40, 45, never married, no children, having this desire for it from a person who already told you he doesn't want to give you that? Or can you become your best self and possibly attract the person that you want and that will give those things to you, rather than live in regret and you won't have lost anything?
So
It's almost
Chris,
a point to yourself. I'm sorry, real quick. It's almost a point to yourself. If you already have the deal breaker that you want kids, and you about to get rid of that red flag because you want to stay with this person, but you are, like Chris was saying, you're gonna have regret. That's your deal breaker. If you don't want kids, you should have been dipped. Or if you want
What,
kids and he doesn't, you should have been dipped.
what are you saying, Wes?
so did she say? Did I hear you say that she said something about the best sex of her life?
No.
I mean, I thought I heard you say that. You didn't say that.
She did not mention sex, Wes.
I thought I heard you say that she mentioned that though. You said something about best sex of your life.
No, he was just using it as an example.
Oh, okay. Because I was.
It was part of his talking point.
Because I had some advice to her to come on join this 50-50 club.
She got about a good 22 years before she get to 50 club.
No, she don't. She's right
28.
on time.
She right
on time. He missed it. He missed it, Wes. He missed it.
Yeah, I ain't there. I got, I ain't there.
But fellas, here's a question. I heard somebody mention friends on him. Here's a question.
That was Jerome.
He wants to keep fucking. He wants to keep having sex. That's what he's, that's what I got from it. What do you guys suggest? That they stop having sex?
Immediately.
Cut off communication, cut off sex, cut off responding to text. Because here's what I firmly believe. If you cut all of that stuff off, you will truly see how a person will treat you.
No. I mean, I'm with you. But here's the reality. She does. See, here's the problem that a lot of women do with us, and where they go wrong. They cut all of that off with some expectation, or they're looking forward to some sort of response from us. Or to
like we're gonna come back. Nah.
Her cutoff needs to be for her. Her cutoff
exactly.
Needs to be, I am moving on. Period. Point blank. This is not about him. There is nothing that he can do or say to get back in my good graces. She needs to do this for her. So there is no looking for a response, seeing how a person will treat her. None of that. I can tell you how he'll treat her. He'll treat her like a queen if she cuts him off, possibly or probably because he wants to feed his ego. He wants to be back in, not for the reasons that she wants him back in, not because of some actual evolving
long term.
Right. He'll just want to. Oftentimes, listen, brothers, and I'll be honest, and I'll keep it 100. We'll see how you guys do. But the reality of it is that many times we just want to see if we can still get it. Sometimes we will just go back to that thing that we know we don't want, or when that woman does cut off, we just want to make sure that we still have access, even when we don't want her. If he don't want her now today, he don't want her tomorrow.
And here's where I agree with. I don't know how to. Is it Haya? I'll agree with you there. That here's where you try to stay longer, you end up with a baby. You have no children from this relationship,
right,
to your relationship, and you do not have an ugly divorce. Walk away, find your happiness, become the most beautiful, best you that you could be. And I guarantee you, as long as you are positioning yourself, the right person will come along, and I won't say sweep you off your feet because I don't believe in that philosophy, but the right person will come along and you guys will be happily ever after. And oftentimes it's when you stop focusing on what you could have and you allow yourself to focus on what you had, you can now focus on what you will get.
Wait, what?
Yeah, he messed
when
that
you
up.
let go of what you could have had, when you let that go, let go of what was in the past, you can now grasp a hold of what will be in your future.
No,
I know your old ears wasn't really processing fast.
First time.
Your old ears, it was the 50. It's the 50. That's what it is.
She can't say he ain't tell her though, because he told her.
She can't.
So.
I think they should still keep fucking.
now that advice right there.
She gonna pop up with triplets. She gonna get the babies that she wants, but she not gonna get that ring.
And
she gonna trap them, boy.
Get tough, go ahead and call Uncle Shan over there and let him know you say it.
Right on cue.
Yep, and if you need a job, that's gonna be your employer right there.
She gonna trap him. She gonna get the kid she
That way.
wants.
Yeah, that way. Whatever way Shan
Plus,
is.
y'all already had an on and off relationship. That's already a start. That's like y'all already had issues where y'all probably could have broken up a long time ago, but we ain't even touch on that.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't talk about the fact that what you're not really giving him what he needs in order to commit to you permanently. You're not being that. He doesn't see that in you.
But let me say this though, we got to be careful because for her to hear that advice, Chris, and you're right. But for a woman to hear that might make her put in more effort or try to become something that she's not. The reality of it is that whatever he's not seeing, and it doesn't mean that he's not seeing it because you're not providing it. He could just be blind. Some of us men, there was once upon a time when I was blind. We don't see what it is that's right in front of us. But whatever that is, it is what it is, and you can't change that for him. That's something that has to happen in his own time, if it is even to happen. So I don't want you to be hopeful about perhaps you can become something or you can show him something different. You need to show yourself something right now, and that is the amount of love that you have for yourself, the amount of self-esteem that you have for yourself, the amount of value that you have for yourself, and get the fuck on. That's that.
I totally agree. Any closing comments, Mr. Producer Shahid Jaron, on that particular question?
Jerron, give us some mental health stuff. Jerron, go.
No, I already said, man. When a man tell you something, believe it, man. Ain't no use of going back and forth about it. He already told her how he feel about it.
Lil Duval said it best. I ain't going back and forth with you.
So, hey, she's either gonna leave or she gonna stay and be disappointed. And at the end of the day, the choice is hers. That's it.
Hey, Jerron, what's your outro?
Do something nice for yourself.
Oh yeah, that's what it is. You already know. But today, Thursday, we're going into the weekend. Love on yourself this weekend, man. Self-love is the best love.
Make sure you do something nice for
That's
yourself.
always translated to me as go jack off.
Hey, if that's what you like to do, that's self-love.
Do something nice.
For the last year, every time I heard him say that, I was like, oh, he's telling everybody to go rub one out. Okay.
You're doing something nice for yourself. Is that what you prefer to do? Man, we ain't judging. We ain't gonna judge it.
Oh man, do your daggone outros, man. That is retarded. Do your outros. Go ahead, Shahid.
Man, it was good to be back. Man, I'm looking forward to next week. Is this not our first show of the new year, is it?
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
Oh man, happy new year. To many more. Let's drive this on into 2023, man. See y'all next week.
Indeed. Wes Stewart, aka Artistic IQ on all social media. Gentlemen, it's a pleasure to kick this new year off with you guys. To our regulars that come and spend their time and invest with us each Thursday, we appreciate you. Happy New Year to you all. Rob, Luke Skywalker.
Yes, sir. Robert Longmire, Bakersfield, California. Happy New Year's, y'all. I'm happy to get this year started. It's going to be a big year. I'm happy to see all the moves that we're going to make this year. Real quick, there is just because this is not financial advice. There's this coin, Silo Finance. I believe in it. I'm telling people to go ahead and purchase it now. It's about a year old before it's actually going to yield out. But I'm expecting it to be in about the hundreds by the end of the year. It may take a little bit longer. I'm hoping it doesn't, but Silo Finance, they're a copycat of Compound and of AABMA, which lend against your crypto. So, Robert Longmire, I'm done.
I think it's on you, Chris. I already gave mine. I told y'all what y'all need to do this weekend.
Shaheed Muhammad already went, Mr. Producer.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. Thank you so much for pulling up. We appreciate you guys. Please subscribe to the Ask a Black Man Anything YouTube channel. That's why over on my channel, even though we syndicated on both shows, I want you guys to watch it over at Ask a Black Man Anything, so I can try to pull people over there. Because over here, we have the subscribers, but we don't have the watch hours. We need the watch hours. We need just a few more, not a lot. We just need a few more. So I want, even though you're giving time over here at my channel, it's going to fall on deaf ears. I need the watch to be over at Ask a Black Man Anything. So if you guys would be so kind to subscribe to us over there and watch the shows over there, that would be fantastic. Thank you to my man, Mr. Awesome, for the $10 super chat and pouring into the channel. Thank you. We appreciate that. You're, being number one isn't easy, right? Where's it at?
Being number one isn't easy.
It's not. So salute to my soldiers out there. I appreciate you guys. And I'll see you guys in the morning for those that's working out with me. We work out every morning live on YouTube on my channel. So for those that don't know about me, please follow me at Shannon Rawls. It's just my name. In YouTube, you can search it. 6 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. The only day off we have is Mondays. We work out, and I work out live. You see me doing my thing on camera for 45 minutes. So if you guys want to come in, and if you don't do anything else, I tell everybody, you got to stretch. Everybody that can hear my voice right now, you should stretch. If nothing else, for the rest of your life. I tell the story about the old people that told me that the only reason that they have a hunch in their back is because they didn't stretch when they were younger. But now it was too late for them. So if you do not want to grow old, being one of the old, we're all going to get old. If you don't want to get old with a hunch in your back, you got to stretch every day. If nothing else, stretch every day. So we do a warm up, we stretch, and then we work out. I'd like you guys to at least stretch with me every morning, 6 o'clock Pacific Standard Time on my YouTube channel. I'll be there tomorrow morning with some of our soldiers, and hopefully you guys will be there with me. Appreciate you guys. Talk to you next week.
Hey, Sam.
What up?
Why I got a hunch in my back.
I bet.
Real quick, that silo finance stuff I was talking about, it's not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just putting it out there. We are not financial advisors. This is just what I'm doing and something I believe in. Go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, I appreciate you saying that, as that is quite important, as we don't give out financial advice per se, other than sending your checks, sending your super chats. Thank you again, everybody. Tonight was an amazing night. Hopefully you all like our start time a little bit later. And we're doing that so that we can bring you some quality content. We don't want to bring you some poo-poo, some bullshit. And it's going to stay quality. It's only going to get better. With that being said, I'm only going to ask you to do one thing tonight. I want you to hit the share button, and it's share button, and share it to your Facebook page, or do a screenshot, put it on your Instagram. Tell people where you have been tonight, because if you're enjoying it, your friends will too. We're bringing you some valuable content. We're bringing you our own personal truths, and you can trust that we're going to continue to do that. We thank you for being with us. I personally thank you. I see every comment that comes in, and anyone who follows me, anyone who likes our stuff, by all means, make sure you do that. With that being said, I am trying to get my fingers right. The real Chris Davis, the real _ Chris Davis on Instagram. I still ain't, it's right there. There you go. Boom. I'm trying to, the real _ Chris Davis, only on Instagram. I didn't know anything about having all of those Instagrams be the same thing. So, I can't be Shannon Rawls everywhere. So, but never, often imitated, never duplicated. The one you want to love. Peace. Take us out of here.
Yo. And shout out to our guy, Colin Hardiman, who's been holding it down in the comments today with us.
Mr.
Appreciate
Hardiman.
you, brother. One love.
Amazing Media, and Scrooston, Texas.
There you is. Man.
Shan, you killed me with the jack off comment, bro.
Hey, that was funny.
I mean, every time he's always talking about self-love.
I mean,
hey, that's self-love.
Hey, but for real though, how many of us and fucking pineapples, like how many of us really go out and do that stuff? I'm actually, it actually got brought to my attention that I don't do enough for myself. So
That's why I keep saying
go out and start getting like fake.
No, I mean I do
all this type of shit, like self-care shit, like for real.
I do.
Shave like my dark spots on my cheeks. Go handle that shit. Go take care of myself. Get that self-love going.
I don't just be saying it, just be saying it. I'll be for real about it.
Yeah, so self-care for me is like I'll go take myself out to eat. Like I went to last night was J5. The wrong night to go out to eat. All I heard was yo. I'm like, bruh, I should have stayed in the house. But I went out to eat, just sat in the corner, enjoyed myself, had a little drink, and then I took myself home. I was treated to a massage for the first time for my birthday, and I'm like, man, you know what? I need to do this more often. So
I dare y'all to ask me what I do for self-love.
We don't want to know. You know what I really want to know? Kelly said in the comments, she was like, man, y'all just confirmed that I made the right decision. I want to know what she's talking about.
Yeah, what is that decision?
Yeah, Kelly, email us so we can know what decision you made. Who you cut off? Which one did you cut? Never mind, let me not say that.
That's self-love that you come on.
Did you guys know that you can't really be sued by, like a lot of people say, this is not financial advice. That's something that people gotten used to on YouTube and saying, but there's no cases where that's actually happened. And in fact, in Europe, you can't be sued just simply because you're doing that. You have to have some type of financial connection with your viewers, and because you can't investigate each individual person's portfolio, it won't hold up in court. So I know what you're saying.
Man, check the chat.
Huh?
Check the back channel.
Hey Shan.
Yeah, I read the back channel.
Sue you for?
I read the back channel. I've been teaching people how to trade for years. Y'all forgot I was doing that earlier when I was teaching people how to get $300 a day?
No. I'm saying check the most recent back channel.
Huh?
Check. There's a message from Colin.
Oh, the music? Yeah, I'll send it to you.
Hey Shan.
Okay, I'll send it to you.
You know what else they can't sue you for?
What? No, self-love or money.
Well, depending on where you self-love at.
Hey, you know what?
Self-love is the most selfish of self-love.
I just figured out why Jerron says that, y'all. Y'all listening? I got it. Because he's a good Christian, and so he's not out there in these streets, doing what Wes is doing. So that's what, he doing the self-love. Like
man, self-love can be anything. It can be